Hey guys, Misa here. I guess you guys have noticed I haven't put a video out in a while. Again, a lot of personal stuff going on in my life. Crazy changes and just stupid BS on top of a bunch of other stuff. Anyways, I figured it's exactly a week before the midnight premiere of Deathly Hallows Part 2. And if you guys are subscribed to me, I'm sure that you have seen the video that me and Buttercup made before the midnight release of Deathly Hallows Part 1. And we will be doing another video together, and probably with our friend Toxica and maybe even our friend Chloe. Hopefully all of us will be there. Right before the premiere, but I just kind of wanted to get a few personal things out. I just want to state I recently turned 21, and I remember very clearly that the first time that I read a Harry Potter book, I was 11 years old. So literally a decade of Harry Potter. A lot of people think that I'm fanatic, fangirl, whatever. But a lot of people don't understand that aren't in my generation that I literally grew up with Harry Potter. I was 11 when I read the first book, and I was 17 when I read the 7th. A lot of emotions. My strongest friendships in high school were based off of the fact that we all loved Harry Potter. I'm sporting my DA shirt right now. I remember being 11 years old after reading the first book and actually praying to God to send me a Hogwarts letter. Which is kind of ironic because right after that is kind of when I fell out of church, whenever the church was all like, oh, Harry Potter's evil, and I'm like, what? No. Potter's actually the fighting force for good, and it gets kids to read. So what can be evil about that? There are a lot of questions and a lot of mistakes and different things in the Harry Potter series. But one that I've never found out and always kind of wondered about is, where are Harry's grandparents? I mean, many things can happen to Muggle people when they die at kind of an early age. I'm not talking about Lily's parents. I'm talking about James's parents. The only time that we're ever even like get a reference of them is when Sirius was talking to Harry about when he ran away from home and the Potters took him in, much like how the Weasleys have taken Harry in. But you never hear anything about how they died. Obviously they're not alive because the Dursleys are the only living relatives of Harry Potter. But doesn't it make you wonder? I mean, wizards are supposed to be pretty hard to kill. And they live a long time. Dumbledore was around the age of 150. We know at least between the age of 120 and 150. And we know several people who are mentioned in the books that are older or close to the age of Dumbledore. The Aberforth, Ron's aunt, Merle, I don't know how to say her name, the really old aunt, Dodge, the guy who wrote, Dumbledore's obituary, same age as Dumbledore, still kicking it, Griselda Marchbanks. Sorry, I got a list here. Can't really see it. she was an examiner for the Owls, and she actually said that she examined Dumbledore. So she's gotta be older than Dumbledore. Not to mention Gregorovich, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too, the other wand maker, not Ollivander, but the other one that knew about the Elder Wand. And then Bagshot, the magical historian. All these people are either the same age or older than Dumbledore, except for Aberforth being just a couple years younger. So, I mean, and they all seem to be very healthy. I've heard the argument that it's about taking care of yourself, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, come on, Aberforth, really? I mean, he owns a pub. How healthy can that be? And he's still kicking it alive. So, I just think it's something that I want to know. What happened to the Potters? Such a striving, pure-blood family? I mean, the descendant of one of the brothers? How are there not more of them? I mean, look at the Black family. Everybody's cousins with everybody. How is there not more members of his family? Another thing I want to discuss is it's actually been stated that the epilogue scene has been cut from the movie. And sorry, spoiler, whatever. If you guys really haven't read the second book, just don't even watch my videos, because I'm just going to talk all about it. But I mean, I want to see that. I think it's been stated that that scene will be put into the DVD, but still, man, I've been waiting a decade. A literal fucking decade for this. And they're not going to put the biggest thing 19 years later? Come on. Something I do want to share with you guys. There's a week of very pottery things to do. Of course, one of them would be read all the books, which I've been going through. And I've actually been reading this website, which I will link in the info thing. It's the Harry Potter Companion, and I failed to see who wrote it, but it's a really interesting summary, and has like all these nice artwork and stuff to go with it. Not a replacement for reading the books. Do not go to the site unless you've read the books. But it's this interesting look back to chapter by chapter each book of the Harry Potter, and it actually raises quite a lot of interesting questions and has a lot of quotes from JK about a lot of those questions, and some of them are well answered and some of them are unsatisfactory, but it is JK, so what can we expect? Another thing that you guys can do, it's a Star Kid production thing, a Harry Potter musical and a Harry Potter sequel. They're all on YouTube. I'll put the links down in the info. I'm pretty sure I can do that. Just, oh my god. And honestly, if you watch the Potter musicals, go ahead and watch all of the Star Kid productions because they're just hilarious. But a Harry Potter musical and a Harry Potter sequel is a must-see for any Potter fan. Of course, it doesn't go by the book, but it's a very hilarious adaptation of it all. Super, super funny. Super, super great. Recommending it to everyone. Actually, I think all my, RL Facebook friends are getting tired of me going, you got to watch this! You have to see it! Rah! And they're just like, oh, stop harassing me. I also want to show you guys, I made a new wand. I had a really pretty one that I made years ago, and it actually broke during a photo shoot, with me and some of my friends, which is really sad. But I recently made another one. Very happy about it. Oh, and for you guys who watched my last video, I was dressed as Luna. I have dressed as Luna or a random Ravenclaw for every single movie. I'm changing it up this time, and I'm actually going to dress as Ginny, and cross my fingers I'm able to dye my hair red by then. Yes, this is my natural hair color, even though I'm so white. But I really just wanted to go redhead, and I've decided for like a month now that I was going to do it, and I was going to be Ginny Weasley for this premiere. First time actually going as a Gryffindor. Kind of feels a little like I'm betraying, but it's something I think I need to do. Because Ginny was my favorite character before Luna. Point being, maybe we haven't heard off in the Potter franchise, so is it the end? I don't know what you guys think about that. Of course there is Pottermore, which I was so hoping was going to be an MMO, and it is not, and it is disappointing. But I really don't think that it's going to be all that great. Kind of not really all that excited about Pottermore. But again, yeah. What do you guys think? Will there be any more Harry Potter? Will there be maybe an adventure of the Marauders? Will there be a book of the life and lives of Albus Dumbledore? Will there be the Next Generation books? There's so many possibilities. Although JK has been on record and said that she will write nothing more about Harry Potter, but that doesn't mean that she won't write anything else about the Wizarding world. Lots of different possibilities, lots of hopefulness, lots of crossed fingers that I know from all you Potter nerds out there wanting more. So let's hope. Anyways, I will see you guys in a week. Peace out. This has been Misa.